The lights were dim, soft jazz drifted through the air, and the clink of polished silver were tapped in rhythm with gentle laughter all around us. The restaurant smelled of rosemary, wine, and something seared and decadent. I remember the name of the place because my mother couldn't stop bragging about how hard it was to get a reservation. La Montdure, she had announced, pressing her red lips together proudly, only the best. I thought I was lucky to be invited. At 17, I was invisible in most places, including my own home, but this felt like a family moment. Maybe things were changing. We sat down at a table with a white linen cloth, so crisp it looked starched to the bone. The waiter came, tall and stiff, with a towel over his arm. My parents smiled graciously. My sister giggled as she opened the goal. Trimmed menu, her nails freshly done, each fingertip sparkling like a spoiled star. She'll have the wagyu, amplifies the clatter, and suddenly the chains we thought rusted relics gleam anew. Tugged, and the truffle mash, and the foie gras starter. My mother added, beaming at my sister. The waiter scribbled it down. He turned to me, and then it happened. We didn't order for you. My mother said, flicking her eyes toward me like I was a shadow on the wall. She pulled a tiny bread basket closer to my side. You can have this. We're not made of money. The words felt like ice water down my spine. I stared at the basket. 2 pieces of bread, one of them already hard at the corners. I hadn't eaten since breakfast. But I began trying to find a reason, a foothold. Didn't we come to eat together? My father didn't even look up. You're not paying, are you? My sister laughed, not even cruelly, just naturally, like this was normal. Like I was the family dog begging at the table. I picked up a piece of bread. It crumbled in my hand. My stomach growled loudly. No one reacted. I watched as the waiter brought out my sister's appetizer, laid it down like a crown on a velvet pillow. Foie gras on a gold-rimmed plate, garnished with microgreens and raspberry glaze. She posted a picture of it instantly, tagging the location, captioning it, "Only the best for the best sparkles. Nail." I sat, chewing quietly, the inside of my mouth dry from the crust. My chair felt colder than the others. Maybe it was my imagination. Maybe it wasn't. I got her the steak because she aced her college interviews. My father said proudly, "She's always been our achiever." I blinked slowly. I had also applied to 4 colleges, gotten into all 4. No one had asked how it went. The night passed like that, each course served to them like royalty while I sat there, more furniture than family. When dessert came, a delicate chocolate soufflé for my sister, champagne for my parents, I got a lukewarm glass of tap water the waiter brought without being asked. As we stood up to leave, my mother handed the bread basket to me. "You can take the rest home, no point wasting it." I carried it in silence. In the car, my sister scrolled through her photos, asking which one made her look more luxurious. I looked out the window, wondering what it would feel like to matter. That night, as I lay in bed with the sour taste of old bread still on my tongue, I whispered to myself, one day, I'll never be at their table again. I'll have my own, and they'll never sit at it. I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I just decided. And in that quiet decision, something new was born in me, not rage, not vengeance, fire. A memory doesn't die just because you don't talk about it. It seeps into the walls, slips under your skin, and curls into the corners of your mind like dust no one bothers to clean. That dinner, that night, the bread, the laughter, the way no one saw me, it became the seed of something I didn't yet understand. And that seed, it grew in the dark. The pattern the dinner wasn't the first time. It was just the moment I realized it would never change. At birthdays, my sister always had parties, pink balloons, friends, photo shoots, cakes too beautiful to eat. I got a happy birthday text if I was lucky. Sometimes my parents forgot altogether. When she got a B+, they hired a private tutor. When I got an A+, they said, "Try harder next time." They called her our star, our pride, our investment. I was the other one. If I wanted new clothes, I was told to use my sister's hand, me downs, even though she hated me wearing anything of hers. If she wanted something, it arrived in a package the next day. They didn't hit me. They didn't scream. They just erased me, piece by piece, with silence, with absence, with indifference, the escape plan I started staying after school longer. Not because of clubs or friends. I didn't really have either, but because the library became my shelter. The smell of old pages, the soft hum of fluorescent lights, the quiet, it gave me space to breathe. I devoured books on everything tech, business, psychology, computers, coding, startups. I wasn't sure what I was looking for, but I knew I had to build something. Something they couldn't take. I worked at the school ID desk, fixed broken Chromebooks for a few dollars, sold old phones on eBay. After fixing screens, I learned to repair through YouTube. I kept every cent. No one noticed. No one asked. While my sister posted filtered selfies in convertibles she didn't own, I studied SEO algorithms, growth hacking, digital marketing. I wasn't interested in fame. I was building freedom. College, the fork in the road, my acceptance letters came quietly. All four, I chose the furthest one. Why would you go there? My father asked over dinner one night. He wasn't angry, just confused, like I was doing something irrational. What do they even have there? Scholarships. I answered. He scoffed. Your sister got into a better school. We're paying for it, obviously. They didn't offer me a cent. I left with 2 suitcases, a broken laptop, and a savings account I never told them existed. My sister got a car. I got a bus ticket, and honestly, I never looked back. The Bloom College was hard. Loneliness doesn't go away just because you move locations. But I met people who saw me, who liked my ideas, who encouraged my obsession with learning. I launched my first small business from my dorm room, digital marketing services for local cafes. Then a second one, a content strategy tool powered by AI prompts. It didn't take off right away, but I did. I graduated 2 years early. By then, I had my own apartment, a savings account with more zeros than I ever imagined, and a name in a niche community of digital entrepreneurs. One day, I got a text from my sister out of the blue. OMG, saw your startup in this podcast. Didn't know you were doing things, lol. I ignored it. Then a call from my mother a week later. We're so proud of you, she said, voice syrupy sweet. You've done well for yourself. As if they hadn't spent 18 years pretending I wasn't there. As if they hadn't handed me bread while she ate gold-plated steaks. The invitation, and then came the opportunity. A prestigious magazine wanted to feature young entrepreneurs under 25. I was one of them. They asked if I'd be open to a photo shoot, a celebration dinner, maybe. You can bring guests, the event coordinator said. Family? She asked, typing quickly. I paused, then I smiled. Yes, I said. Let's make it a table for 4. It was the same kind of night, soft jazz, chandeliers dripping light like honey, waiters gliding across marble floors. Everything elegant, expensive, deliberate. This time I had picked the restaurant, and I had made the reservation. A table for 4, under my name. They arrived 10 minutes late, of course. My mother wore her usual pearls and a dress I'd seen in a luxury Instagram haul. My father looked stiff in his old suit, still trying to command a room that had long stopped listening. My sister looked bored before she even sat down, glossy lips, long lashes, and that ever-present air of practiced importance. Wow, she said, looking around. This place is fancy. I smiled, only the best. They didn't say it, but I could see it in their eyes, confusion. Unease, a glint of something they wouldn't name yet. I had changed, not in appearance, though my posture was straighter, my clothes custom, fit, my skin glowing with peace they had never given me. No, what unnerved them wasn't what I wore. It was who I had become without them. The orders, the waiter arrived with menus. He looked at me first. Start with the aged Wagyu for me. I said casually, medium rare, truffle butter on the side, and a glass of the 2012 Bordeaux. Of course. The waiter said, scribbling quickly. My mother cleared her throat, and for the rest of the table, I didn't look at them. They're not eating, I said, folding my menu and handing it back. We didn't order for them. Silence. For a moment, no one breathed. My sister blinked like someone slapped her with her own mirror. Excuse me, my father said slowly, as if I had misunderstood the rules of reality. You're welcome to stay, of course, I added, sipping my water calmly, but I only reserved dinner for myself. My mother gave a tight laugh. You're joking, I tilted my head. Do I look like I'm joking? She opened her mouth again, but the waiter returned with a complimentary amuse, bouch and wine, placing it all gently in front of me. The meal began. The dinner they sat in stunned silence as I sliced into the steak. It was beautiful, pink in the center, edges seared like a memory you'd almost forgotten. Every bite was tender, perfect, full of quiet triumph. How's work? I asked lightly, wiping my mouth with the cloth napkin. Still at the same jobs, no answer. Still making her pay off that car loan. I asked, nodding toward my sister. I read the average luxury lease is killing people these days. Still, no answer. I smiled. I'm doing well, if you're wondering. Several businesses, a few investments, bought a house last month, by the coast. My sister finally spoke, her voice thin. You didn't invite us here just to show off, did you? I placed my fork down gently. No, I said. I invited you to show you that I survived, without your praise, without your love, without your help. I looked at each of them slowly, steadily. You taught me I wasn't worth a meal. You made sure I knew I came second, or maybe not at all, and I believed you for a long time, but I stopped. My voice didn't shake. It didn't need to. I am not here for revenge, I continued. I'm here for closure. They stared. I wanted you to see me, the version you never imagined could exist. I leaned back, sipping my wine, and now that you have, I think we're done. When the check arrived, a bill that could have fed a small village, I signed it without flinching. They expected me to offer them something, a crumb, a compliment, an invitation to belong again, but I handed the waiter a generous tip and stood up. As I placed my napkin on the table, I turned to them one last time. This time, I said, my voice soft, certain, I choose who sits at my table, and it's not you. Then I walked away. Out into the night, past the valet, past the velvet rope, past the girl I used to be. The stars didn't clap. The world didn't shift, but something inside me, something that had waited years for this moment, finally exhaled.